Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Bible Illustrated Hands. Today's question comes from Saba. He asks, I was Orthodox Christian all my life and started active spiritual life 4 years ago. Everything was super until recently when I kind of fell into listening to one of the world's leading atheists and agnostics. In short, I lost my faith and turned agnostic myself. Bible at my home leaks oil like liquid for months. A few days ago, once it leaked and I took a photo of it, it dried out in my face by itself. I was so shaking. What advice would you give a person like me? Thanks in advance. Thank you for your question, Sava. I won't comment on the miracle because I personally believe that miracles are things that are extraordinarily personal to each and every one of us. So, assuming that it's genuine and everything, thank God that God has given you that sign. However, I will comment on on you watching, as you have said, one of the world's leading atheists. I don't know who he or she is, but it doesn't really matter. And I will say this bluntly: what are you doing, is extraordinarily stupid. Why are you doing this? I have no idea. Um, Given, it has been said that man is what he eats, and this does not refer exclusively to food, but we are also, in a way, content that we devour. We are what we read, what we watch, what we listen to, and so on and so forth. There is, of course, not a strict equation with this. For example, uh, apologists watch, such content a lot, and yet they defend our faith with it. They it is not to their detriment. However, it is all too natural that if you do watch that content, that your faith will grow weaker, especially if you're not presented with an opposing point of view, from a Christian. Uh, my advice to you, honestly, is to stop consuming that content instantly. To to start watching some apologetics, especially the one that deals with the issue that atheist was assaulting. In all probability, it is like God is evil, God cannot exist if, or something or other. So that is my advice only to you. Watch quality Christian content. Spend time with quality Orthodox people. There are a plethora of apologetics channels that deal with all sorts of issues that are experienced by Christians in common. So it does not need to be particularly Orthodox channel, but it needs to get its job done to detoxify you, as it were, of all of this nonsense that you have willingly exposed yourself to. So also, this is something that I would consider confession material. So it's because it was a willing choice, and why would you do that? And risk your, why would you risk your eternity for for some lecture? What do you have to gain from it? Nothing. At best, you will get a couple of fleeting pleasures. That's the best atheism ultimately can offer to you. Nothing more. Literally nothing more. So I know that this isn't typically how I respond to questions, but there are some things that really annoy me. I even had one guy who was like, "Oh well, yeah, I was sort of summoning demons," and they're like, "Are you insane? are you are so just stop doing that. That's it." And thank God for shaking you up a little bit in a more in a more direct way than the majority of us get. By the way, this is Proverbs chapter 12, verse 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he who heeds counsel is wise. So be wise. And pray that I be wise in turn. Bye.